My mother looked me dead in the eye across the dessert table and said, "I wish you were never born." Everyone laughed. My brother, my aunts, my uncle, even the neighbor we barely knew. They thought it was a joke. I sat there with a fork in one hand and my phone in the other. And I didn't say a word, because in my bag, 3 feet away, I had 3 years of proof. Bank records. Legal documents. Forensic reports. They had no idea. What do you do when the joke stops being funny? When the people who raised you treat you like the punchline? You stop playing their game. And you start playing yours. Before we get into this, drop your country and the time in the comments. Let me know who's still awake. And hit that subscribe button, because you're going to want to see how this ends. Because what I pulled out next changed everything. Let me back up. I wasn't always the black sheep. I just wasn't the golden one. My brother got a car at 16. I got a bus pass. He got college tuition paid in full. I got 2 jobs in student loans. When he graduated, Mom and Dad bought him a down payment on a condo. When I graduated, they gave me a Target gift card. $25. I'm not exaggerating. I still have the receipt. So I learned early, if I wanted something, I had to build it myself. I worked nights at a call center, weekends at a coffee shop, put myself through state school, majored in finance because I liked numbers. They didn't lie. I had a mentor at my first real job, a woman named Diane who taught me 2 things. 1, keep everything, every email, every text, every transaction. 2, people show you who they are. Believe them. I got my CPA on weekends, studied in my car between shifts. By 30, I had a solid career. A house, savings, I did it alone. Mom's pattern never changed. Public praise for my brother. Private coldness for me. But I thought the distance I'd built was enough. That I was safe. I was wrong. Because 3 months ago, she called, and the real game started. After the dessert comment, I got up to clear plates. Mom followed me into the kitchen. She closed the door. I need $85,000. Just like that. No small talk. I stopped rinsing a dish. Turned around. What? Your brother's business failed. He's going to lose his house. I already told the family you'd help. I blinked. You told them I agreed? It's a family emergency. Mom, that's after everything I've done for you. Her voice dropped, got cold. That tone I knew too well. You owe this family. You owe me. I felt my chest tighten. I gave you life, she said. You owe me. I stood there, trying to process the gaslighting in real time. I need to think about it. Her face changed. The sweetness vanished. I told everyone you're writing the check tonight. Don't embarrass me. I said I need to think about it. She stepped closer, whispered, You have until Sunday. 4 days. Don't make me regret raising you. Then she walked back to the table, smiled, asked if anyone wanted coffee. Like nothing happened. I stood in that kitchen for a full minute. Heart pounding. That gave me 4 days. I said no. I texted her Sunday morning. 1 line. I can't do this. Within 2 hours, the family group chat exploded. Mom had already written her version. I was selfish, ungrateful, abandoning the family in a crisis. Aunts piled on. Uncles I hadn't spoken to in years sent paragraphs. After everything your mother sacrificed. Family takes care of family. You should be ashamed. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. I muted it. Sat on my couch. Stared at the wall. Then the certified letter came. I signed for it Tuesday morning. It was from a law firm, her attorney. The letter claimed my mother had co-signed my mortgage, that she was entitled to equity in my house. I read it 3 times. It was a lie, but now I had to prove it. And for 10 minutes I thought about just paying her. $85,000 to make it stop. To get my family back. It would be easier. Then I opened my filing cabinet. And I remembered what I had. I thought I'd lost. Turns out I'd been preparing for this my whole life. I pulled the mortgage file first. Original deed. Notarized April 2019. 1 signature line. Mine. No cosigner. No secondary borrower, just me. Her name wasn't on it. Never was. I scanned it. Saved 3 copies. Sent one to my attorney. Then I opened the spreadsheet. I'd been keeping it for 6 years. A habit from my audit days. Every gift Mom gave my brother. Every transfer. Every down payment and bailout. Color-coded by year. Dates, amounts, accounts. The total at the bottom made my stomach turn. $127,460. To my brother, 0 to me. She'd given him more than I'd earned in my first 3 years of work. And she had the audacity to say I owed her. I printed the spreadsheet, highlighted the total. Then I pulled the bank statements to back it up. Every single one. That was receipt number 1. I had more, but I didn't show my hand yet. Because if there's one thing Diane taught me, it's this. You don't fire a warning shot. You wait until you can't miss. Mom didn't back down. She doubled down. 2 days after I sent her attorney the mortgage deed, I got an email at work from HR. Subject line, confidential, meeting required. My heart dropped. The email was vague, professional, cold. We've received a complaint regarding your conduct. We need to discuss this at your earliest convenience. I called HR that afternoon. They wouldn't give details over the phone. Scheduled a meeting for the following Tuesday. I hung up, hands shaking. Then Mom called me directly. I almost didn't answer. You're making a huge mistake, she said. No hello, no preamble. What did you do? I asked. I reported you. For financial elder abuse. For stealing family funds. I couldn't breathe. You haven't given me a cent. That's not how they'll see it. I have witnesses. I have documents. You have lies. Fix this, she said. Or I'll make sure everyone knows what kind of person you are. Your boss, your colleagues, everyone. She hung up. I sat at my desk, stared at my screen. My career in finance depends on a clean ethics record. One complaint, even false, could ruin me. The stakes had gone nuclear. She'd crossed a line, and I was done playing defense. I called my bank that night, asked for a full access log on my accounts. Every login, every attempt. They pulled it the next morning. And there it was, June 2021. 2 years ago, unauthorized access attempt. A wire transfer request for $40,000. From my savings account to an external account I didn't recognize. The bank had flagged it, frozen it. I never even knew. I asked for the documentation. They sent the request form, submitted with a power of attorney. My supposed power of attorney. I'd never signed one. I took it to a forensic document examiner that afternoon. Paid for a rush analysis. 2 days later, I had her preliminary letter. One line stood out. Signature inconsistent with known exemplars. Likely fraudulent. My mother had tried to steal $40,000 from me. And when that didn't work, she tried to guilt me into giving her double. I had the bank alert, the forged document, the examiner's report. Receipt number 2. Now I had motive, method, and proof. All I needed was a plan. I needed to understand why. So I hired a skip trace service. Legal. Public records only. They came back in 48 hours. My mother was drowning. $230,000 in debt. Credit cards maxed. Personal loans. All of it tied to my brother's businesses. 3 failed LLCs in 5 years. She'd co-signed every loan. Every line of credit. He'd burned through her money like it was nothing. And she kept giving. The country club membership she bragged about. 6 months past due. The car she drove. Leased, about to be repossessed. She wasn't asking me to save my brother. She was asking me to save her. And she was willing to lie, forge documents, and destroy my career to do it. Because in her mind, I was the only one with money she thought she could control. I was the fallback plan. The insurance policy. The kid she never wanted, now worth something. I sat with that for a long time. It didn't make me angry. It made me clear. Now I knew exactly what to do. I made 4 calls. First, an attorney who specializes in family fraud and elder abuse defense. She took my case in under 5 minutes. Second, the police. Filed a report for the forged power of attorney. Got a case number. Third, my attorney sent a cease and desist to my mother and her lawyer. Certified mail. Return receipt requested. It included copies of everything. The mortgage deed. The gift log. The forged POA. The examiner's report. One paragraph stood out. Any further contact, harassment, or false claims will result in a restraining order and criminal referral. Fourth, I sent a packet to HR, a timeline. The bank fraud alert. The police report number. The forensic letter. And a counter-complaint? My mother had filed a false report to damage my career. That's defamation. Possibly more. Then I did one more thing. I RSVP'd yes to the family's Sunday brunch. Mom had been hosting them every month for years. The stage where she performed, I texted her directly. I'll be there Sunday. We should talk. She thought I'd hide. I was about to do the opposite. Sunday came. I drove to my parents' house. Folder under my arm. The family was already there, seated around the big dining table. Mom at the head, holding court. All smiles. My brother sat to her right. My aunt and uncle across. I walked in, quiet, calm. Mom looked up. Her smile tightened. Oh, you actually came. I said I would. She laughed, light, fake. Well, I hope you brought your checkbook. A few people chuckled. I didn't. I set the folder on the table. What's that? My brother asked. The truth. I opened it. First document. Mortgage deed. I slid it to my uncle. He's a retired banker. He'd understand. That's my mortgage. One borrower, one signature, mine. Mom's name isn't on it. Never was. Uncle picked it up, read it. His face changed. Next document. The gift log. I slid it to my aunt. 6 years of financial gifts to my brother. $127,000. I tracked everyone. She stared at the highlighted total. My brother stood up. This is ridiculous. Sit down. My voice didn't rise, but it cut. He sat. Next document. The forged power of attorney. The bank alert. The examiner's letter. I put them in front of my mother. June 2021. You tried to wire $40,000 out of my account. The bank stopped it. Because the power of attorney you submitted was fake. The room went silent. Mom's face drained. You forged my signature. That's fraud. I have the forensic report. My aunt picked up the examiner's letter. Read the line about the forged signature. She looked at my mother. Is this true? Mom didn't answer. Then the doorbell rang. I'd timed it perfectly. My attorney stepped in from the hallway. I'd given her the address. She handed my mother a document. This is a formal demand for restitution and a notice. If any further harassment occurs, we'll file for a restraining order. The police report has already been submitted. My mother's hands shook. My brother tried to argue. This is insane. She's lying. I turned to him. You've cost her $250,000. I've cost her nothing. We're done. I picked up my folder. Looked at my mother one last time. I don't owe you anything. And I walked out. HR cleared me 48 hours later. They reviewed my evidence packet, dismissed my mother's complaint, flagged it as retaliatory and false. I got the email on a Wednesday morning. One line at the end stood out. No further action required. Your record remains clear. I sat in my car and cried for 20 minutes. Not because I won, because I had to fight in the first place. Mom's attorney withdrew the mortgage claim by the end of the week. No apology, just a one-line notice. I didn't pursue criminal charges. My attorney asked if I wanted to. I thought about it, but I didn't want revenge. I wanted boundaries and peace. I told her to hold the police report. If Mom came at me again, we'd use it. She never did. She sold the country club membership 3 weeks later. Downsized to a smaller place. My brother got a job. A real one. First time in years. I didn't gloat. I didn't post about it. I just went quiet. 2 of my cousins reached out privately, apologized. One of them told me she'd seen the favoritism for years. Didn't know how to say it. I appreciated that. I didn't block my mother. I just stopped engaging. Low contact, no drama. No energy spent. I started therapy a month later to process the grief of mourning a parent who was never safe. And I redirected the energy I would have wasted into something better. I started a small scholarship fund for first-generation students studying finance. 3 students got awards last fall. It felt good, quiet, right. Life is different now, smaller, healthier. I don't go to family brunches. I don't answer guilt trips. I built my own family, friends who show up, a therapist who gets it, a life that's mine. The moral is simple. Family is supposed to be a safe place. When it's not, you're allowed to build your own. I never got an apology, but I got something better. My peace back, and that's worth more than any dessert table ever could be. So here's my question for you. Have you ever had to set a boundary with a parent or family member and actually hold it? What happened? Drop your story below. I read every comment, and if this one helped you feel less alone, hit subscribe. There's more where this came from. One last thing. This is a fictionalized dramatization, not legal or financial advice. If you're in a situation like this, talk to a real attorney in your area. Thanks for listening.